I'm Ryan Milton from Team Flex. You are on Fitness Fire. Today, we're going to talk about 3 tips to get through any contest prep. Alright, we're going to talk about this in a general sense. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner, a pro, these will be some good reminders for you, especially any of those of you out there that are on prep right now. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and then share out the video. Remember, this is just one of the 5 awesome shows I run all week for you, teaching you how you can be your best competitor. Thank you for watching. This is Fitness Fire. Today, we're talking about those 3 tips for anybody who's on prep. This is some good reminders, some stuff you want to consider. It'll be good if you've never competed, if you've been competing for a little bit, but you're just getting started, and even if you're a pro, some good things that you can remember that are going to help you accelerate and go further on your prep. So let's dig right on in. Tip number 1, and I strongly suggest anybody out here, you take some notes, write some stuff down, whatever you can do, okay? Tip number 1. Get yourself a coach, alright? Now some of you out there that are self-coaching or you think you don't need one, I'm going to tell you straight up, honestly, everybody needs a coach. And there's a reason the top level athletes in any sport in the world you can think of, literally any sport, including bodybuilding, all the Olympians, everybody has a coach, okay? And the reason for this being is the fact that no matter what level you are, from beginner to pro, it is very, very useful to have somebody there to keep you on track, to keep your mind right, to give you the right things to do so that you, guess what, can be your best athlete. Now, here's what a lot of people do that try to do self-preps, right? A lot of beginners think they can watch some YouTubes and things like that and do it themselves. A lot of people might be getting some momentum competing and thinking, hey, you know what, I don't need a coach, I'm going to do it my way. Well, what happens when you decide to be the coach and the athlete is now you have a very significant problem going on where you are constantly battling yourself in your mind, okay? As we all know, competitors on prep, you got to understand that you're going to be second guessing things. You're going to be questioning if you're going to be ready. You're going to be going through the ups and downs. This is what happens for anybody trying to achieve any goal, and that's especially true for competitors on prep. And so what happens is if you are self-coaching yourself, you are your own coach, I guarantee you will make mistakes because one day you will wake up and assume, oh, you know what, I'm not going to be ready, I better change everything that I'm doing. And the next day, wake up and have the same experience, right? And as you constantly change and adapt and you move your planning for your nutrition, your training, whatever, based on things you're hearing in your head, the negative voices, the ups and downs, maybe some haters, well, now you've put yourself in a spot where you're not attaining at all the best you could have been, and you're for sure not even able to focus on being your best athlete, okay? And being your best athlete to me means that you have full dedication, full drive, and full discipline towards doing the actual programming, right? Actually going to the gym and training hard and progressing in your weights and figuring out how you can do better reps, better sets, better days at the gym, right? Figuring out how you can optimize your nutrition better. You got your plan, you got your macros, but how can you really nail it? How can you do better? Same with your recovery, making sure that you're optimized there and you're getting enough sleep and all these other things. Well, when you all of a sudden have to spend so much time figuring out your plan, what are you going to do next, judging where you're at, judging where you are, judging where you should be, well, now you have taken away from the fact that you can't be as dedicated in the gym to any of these things because a lot of times, like I said, mentally you're going to be second guessing yourself. So it's a huge advantage to anybody in the sport to get a coach. And again, find me any great athlete anywhere in the history of time that didn't have a coach. Everybody, all the greats in every sport in the world always had coaches. So I'm going to say it straight up, no matter who you are, where you are, you competed once, you've never competed, you're a pro who's done 25 shows. Get yourself a damn coach if you want to have a better experience on prep and you want to have a better shot at doing well. And obviously the level of coaching that you should get and the coach you should hire, that's all going to be different down to what you need to be looking at, what you should be doing. But I will say, make sure you get somebody qualified. Do not go for any of these Instagram bio coaches that, you know, they competed once and now they want to say they're a coach. Go with people with real knowledge, real experience, real education in the field of fitness, okay? Real certifications. I know a lot of people out here watching are probably like, why would you even say that? So many bodybuilding coaches don't have that. I don't think they're going to be as good of coaches as somebody that actually knows anatomy and they actually have a background in the health and fitness world, period. At the end of the day, I do believe you need somebody qualified, you need someone with experience, you need someone with real education, all right? That's going to be my 3 tips right there. That's a tip on top of those tips. Let's go to tip number 2. Step number 2 out of my 3 top tips for any competitors to get yourself through a prep is you got to trust in the coaching and the programming and the nutrition, whatever you're doing, okay? In other words, trust the process. And as much as I hate that term and seeing it everywhere all the time because it's misused and misguided, that is what I'm talking about. Basically, if we take tip 1, get a coach, you got a coach now, you've hired a coach, you got your programming. Now what you need to do, no matter what, is stick with the damn decision you made, okay? I know I see this all the time. I've experienced this in my career myself, where people are always looking for, the quick fix, the cheap, easy way, the whatever, and they'll bounce around. They'll go from coach to coach, program to program, approach to approach, and they never actually get into the actual meat and potatoes of the process to get a result. And these types of people, you'll see them, they bounce all around for years and years, never actually getting anywhere, right? This is in every area of fitness, not just with competitors. This is with fad dieters and all these other people, but it also happens with competitors too. Because competitors think automatically, all right, well, I didn't want this plan. This isn't the easiest plan. This isn't the easiest shortcut. I didn't want to stick to my macros. So I'm going to go find some coach or somebody who's yelling some different stuff, and maybe they'll have the magic pill. At the end of the day, ladies and gents, anyone watching, you compares out here, your magic pill is the hard work. Your magic pill is doing the work. Of course, you need a good coach. Of course, you need good programming. So maybe if you did hire some cheap-ass coach or some bullshit coach that doesn't know what they're talking about, you should strongly reconsider. But at the end of the day, I always say do this. Stick to the process regardless. Even if you did hire some shit coach, at least ride it out enough long enough that you know that it's not going to work. And then you can make a decision then. Same goes for hiring a good coach, whatever coach that's going to get you where you want to be. You got to stick to these processes. No matter the coach you chose, you definitely want to jump into it 100%. Feet first into the water so you can feel exactly what this is going to be like. And you will know right away if things are going to work, if things are not going to work, and then you can make decisions based on that. But all too often, I'll say this, people don't go into the process in either way, and so they never know what actually is working, what's going to work, where they're going to get. And in my opinion, if you've decided to invest yourself into a coach, and a coach has decided to invest themselves into you, you owe them that least little bit of respect of sticking to the damn program and riding it out till you get results or you don't. And I'm not going to be the guy out here to tell you that every coach in the world will work and every approach will work. I know most of them don't. So at the end of the day, yeah, you might need to do some coach hopping before you get to the right coach for you, but you should never just jump because of things that you think could be faster or some hype you see on the internet and things like that. You should go into it and stick to the process. Understand that prep is a process, and where you're at 16 weeks out is not where you're going to be 1 week out. Where you're at 12 weeks out is not where you're going to be 8 weeks out. And all these different things come into play. Competitors get in their head and they think they're not ready, and then they want to blame coaches, they want to blame circumstances, they want to blame programs. At the end of the day, you got to blame yourself and the work you're putting in and the fact that you're sitting around looking for shortcuts when in reality you should be figuring out how to train harder, how to do better with your nutrition, how to get more sleep, how to recover better, get your water, and do all these other parts of prep that only you can control. And 99% of the time, if you did go in to this the right way, you got a good qualified coach, you followed my tips previously for getting a good coach, now if you adapt yourself to the program and you literally look at yourself every single day and say, okay, how am I doing better? How am I doing more? Where am I lacking? What can my coach not do for me that I could do better with? And then you're going to get the result. You're going to be able to go as far as you want. You're going to be able to go win your first show, win your 25th show, have a great time in the sport of bodybuilding because you understand that you are in control at the end of the day, no matter what, of your results.
I think I'm playing chess, I see a king, I'm at his neck. I'm 3 steps ahead at every move, now that's a check. Yes, they wanna know my secret.
Tip number 3 for you, how to get yourself through any contest prep. And this one's very important to me, and I think it's probably the most important one I say today out of this video. Understand that everything that you do in a contest prep will dictate your life, okay? What I'm saying by this is there's a lot of people that do very extreme things on prep. A lot of competitors, a lot of coaches that push extremities on prep and say, hey, when you're on prep, focus only on prep. Focus only on this. Focus only on that. And we're going to do it in the most extreme manner possible because we want you to be super shredded, super lean, whatever. And basically what happens is so many competitors throw away parts of their life, you know, relationships, careers, things like that, all in the name of stepping on a bodybuilding stage, when in reality, bodybuilding should fit into your life. Your life should not become bodybuilding, okay? And what I mean by this is, yeah, the processes and things like that that you want to go through of training with weights and eating good, all that should carry on forever, don't get me wrong. But doing extreme things that are going to damage your health, that are going to damage your career, damage your life, damage your relationships, you don't want to bring those things in. Because I'll tell you right away, when you go into a prep and your idea is, I'm going to put blinders on everything else, I'm going to ignore everybody else, I'm not going to be involved, I'm not going to do my best at work because I'm doing too much on my prep, well, you're going to suffer the consequences for the rest of your life. What you really got to understand, and what tip 3 really means, is that you got to understand that what you do in a prep can project into the rest of your life for the rest of your life, right? And we're talking about in the side of, you know, having balance between your career, your relationships, your life with bodybuilding, but also in the factor of any health problems you cause yourself, that can literally carry on for the rest of your life. Extreme preps and things like that damage hormones, damage metabolism, land competitors in the ER all the time. And it is so unfortunate to see that this type of stuff happens because people go too aggressive, too hardcore, too extreme when it's something you don't even need to do. You can absolutely do preps in a sustainable way that will have long-term great results and long-term great results for your entire life. I always preach balance. I always talk about balance. Team Flex competitors always have balance, and we don't have a lot of the problems and a lot of the side effects that come from doing normal preps. I will tell you straight up, my emphasis all the time is to make bodybuilding a part of people's lives, not make it their whole lives. And a lot of competitors get lost in this idea. I know a lot of coaches push that, and at the end of the day, it's the wrong way to go about it. If you plan to compete more than a few times, and if you plan to be able to sustain a good career, good relationships, and actually have a social life, well, then you should really look at going into these things with balance first off. Not to mention, if you want to avoid health problems and dealing with metabolic problems and hormone issues for the rest of your life, potentially, you definitely want to go into prep in a way that it's sustainable and it's maintainable for the rest of your life. Obviously, what you get on show day, what shows up on stage, you're not going to maintain that all day, every day. It's just not practical. But what you can do is stay relatively in the same physiques and improve upon them by doing things like reverse dieting, so on and so forth, right? I got tons of videos on that. I'm not going to dive into that too much today. But I really want everybody to understand, all you competitors out there, do not make sacrifices that affect your life long term. Should you sacrifice eating donuts and shit like that on prep if they're helping you not get to your stage weight? Yeah, maybe. If you're not losing weight because of the choices you're making, if you're skipping the gym, those might be some things to sacrifice, right? Sacrifice some of the stuff that's holding you back. Sacrifice the drinking on the weekends and instead still go out and just have some water. You know, these type of things. But don't sacrifice the experience. Don't sacrifice the friends, the family, you know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Don't sacrifice the things that are going to be there for you on prep and well after. And especially do not sacrifice your own health. Do not go into this saying, you know what, I will do whatever it takes because I'm extreme, I'm a badass, my coach says to do the most, so I'm going to do it the fastest, the hardest way because I can handle it. Well, you might be able to handle it, and I guarantee you probably can get through it, but you also run the risk of landing in the ER and dealing with these effects of metabolic problems, hormone issues, and who knows what other organ problems you could cause yourself for potentially the rest of your life. That means that affects everything you do after, ladies and gents. This 12-week prep that you did, this will affect your life for the rest of your life if you do it incorrectly, okay? And that means it's going to affect your friends, your family, your work, everything you do after, potentially for the rest of your life. And the amount of people that this happens to, unfortunately, because of bad coaching approaches or bad self-coaching approaches or bad any type of prep practice, it is so unfortunate. And this is actually why I started Team Flex in the first place. I came into this saying, you know what, I see all this shit, I don't believe in this, I know this is not how it needs to be done, I know there's better ways to do this. That's why I started Team Flex, and that's what we practice here. Healthy, long-term, sustainable type prep coaching that fits bodybuilding into your lifestyle so that you can live your best life, compete at your best, and also have the balance it takes to enjoy all other elements of your life as well. And if you want to experience this, I'm going to invite anybody watching, if you made it this far, I know that this was interesting to you, something you definitely wanted to think about at least. So go to teamfflex.com right now and you can subscribe to our free trial. It's an email pop-up. All you do is put your email in, takes you to our coaching app where me or one of my coaches, we will set you up with your own free experience of world-class coaching. Literally the same stuff we do for all of our competitors, beginner to pro, lifestyle clients, anybody out there. This is the same stuff that we do with them, and we will do it for you. And this is because we want to help you. This is why we do this. This is a free trial. You don't have to pay $1, not a cent. I'm not even going to have you put a payment in for it or anything. You can literally do this for 7 days and go somewhere else, and it's all good with me as long as I taught you something, as long as you learned something, as long as we helped you in some way. And that's what we want to do. So go to teamfflex.com right now, and you can subscribe to that trial, and I hope to see you on the other side. Tomorrow, I'll be back here for Gains O'Clock Q&A. This was 3 prep tips to help you get through any prep you ever do, and I hope it really helped you. Drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Thanks for watching. Coach Rye is out.
I make it hit like a drop kick, cause I got the key like a locksmith. Think I'm playing chess, I see a king, I'm at his neck.